Not every valuable discovery sparkles at first glance. Sometimes the rocks themselves are the message. In this video, we'll reveal how certain strange, heavy stones can signal hidden gold, and how rare volcanic rocks can point straight to diamonds deep below the surface. The strange rock rests exactly where the Earth chose to leave it, carrying a weight that feels impossible for its size. Its surface is dark, dense, and marked with thin mineral lines that do not match anything around it. Every edge of it looks out of place, shaped by forces far deeper than the soil it now lies in. This single stone carries the fingerprints of a violent geological past, and the Earth reveals its secrets through the quiet behavior of this one misplaced fragment. Its texture tells the first truth. Tiny ridges run along its surface, patterns carved by mineral-rich fluids that once rose from deep fractures where the planet pushed metals upward. These fluids left behind microscopic stains, faint metallic hues locked inside the rock's pores. The colors are subtle but unmistakable to the land they belong to, tones that appear only in material shape near gold-bearing environments. Not gold itself, but the undeniable residue of where gold once formed, traveled, or settled. Around the rock, the ground behaves differently. Soil darkens, gravel becomes heavier. Even the smallest particles in the surrounding earth reveal density uncommon to the rest of the terrain. The strange rock is never alone. It collects heaviness the way magnets collect filings. The ground near it holds fragments of iron-rich material, darker quartz chips, and compacted sand. All of it pointing to a place where erosion slowed down long enough for dense minerals to gather and stay. The strange rock marks that stopping point. It settles exactly where gold settles. It is carried by gravity and shaped by erosion, yet it refuses to travel far. When water once rushed through ancient channels, the lighter stones were swept away, tumbling down slopes, scattering across open terrain. But the strange rock sank early, dropping into the same traps that capture the densest elements the earth releases. It moved only when the ground itself shifted, when hillsides broke, when old channels collapsed, when the terrain reshaped under centuries of quiet pressure. Its path mirrors the natural path of gold, downward, slow, deliberate. Every detail on the rock offers another clue. A faint metallic sheen in the right angle of light, a cluster of dark red staining pressed into its cracks. A thin, pale streak that runs through the center like a scar, formed when heat fused minerals together long before the surface world existed in its current form. These marks come only from the environments where gold-bearing veins once pulsed. High-temperature zones, fractured rock layers, ancient pressure chambers buried deep underground. The earth around this stone remembers that history. Heavy mineral fragments radiate outward from it, forming subtle trails that point upslope toward the original source. The strange rock sits at the end of that trail, the final resting place of a long process of erosion. Light materials vanished ages ago, swept away by water and wind. Only the dense survivors remain, and this stone is among the densest. Its presence confirms that gold-bearing material has passed through this place. In the subtle shadows cast across the ground, more signs appear. Tiny specks of darker minerals gather in shallow pockets, each grain shaped by the same forces that shape the strange rock. Quartz pieces lie fractured, stained with faint discolorations that hint at ancient interactions with mineralized fluids. Small pieces of iron-rich stone litter the area, their behavior identical to that of heavy, gold-associated material. Each fragment reinforces the same truth. The land here once carried something valuable, something dense, something capable of anchoring itself deep in cracks and low spots. The strange rock is a record of that process. Every scratch, every stain, every layer of its structure tells how far it traveled with heavier minerals before the earth finally claimed it. And once it stops, once it finds the pocket where gravity wins, everything around it changes. Soil compacts, light sand washes away, Heavy grains accumulate in patterns shaped by old water flows in the quiet rhythm of erosion. Nothing about its location is random. The stone lies exactly where nature places the things it cannot carry farther. Its stillness is not silence. It is a message. The shape of the land around it adds another piece to the story. A shallow dip in the earth forms a natural trap for density. The slope above it carries just enough angle to send material downward during storms or ancient floods, but not enough to scatter the heavies too far. Subtle ridges in the ground show where past waters slowed, curled, or dropped their loads. In places where the flow once bent sharply or collided with obstacles long eroded away, heavier rocks like this one were forced to stop, settle, and remain. This place holds all those signs. The strange rock simply marks the exact point where the process completed itself. Even the air around it feels thicker as it passes over ground rich in dense material. Dust settles heavier. The color of the earth deepens. The nearby stones shift in appearance, with textures that reflect heat-borne origins rather than surface weathering. Every signal points to the same conclusion. This unusual stone carries the unmistakable traits of material that formed near gold and traveled along the same ancient routes gold takes. It is never found where randomness rules. It appears only where the planet concentrated its heaviest elements. And wherever this rock rests, gold is always close enough for the earth to reveal more, if the signs are read correctly. The strange rock lies in absolute stillness, surrounded by the heaviness it has gathered over ages, carrying the final message the earth has tried to deliver. Its weight, its scars, its mineral traces, all of it converges into one undeniable truth. This rock is not an accident. It is not a random fragment abandoned by time. It is the Earth's own signal, shaped by the same forces that forged precious metals deep below the surface. It is the last survivor of a journey that gold itself once took, settling in the same hidden pockets where the land stores its heaviest secrets. And as the world around it shifts, as dust drifts and shadows move, the stone remains anchored in the one place where gravity, erosion, and ancient pressure agree. The place where value sleeps. Its purpose is quiet, but the message it carries is not. The strange rock continues to mark the threshold between ordinary ground and the deeper story the earth tries to hide. Its behavior leading the way, its presence revealing what everything else tries to conceal. Even now, as the landscape settles into silence, the rock holds the final echo of its journey. A reminder that the rarest signs in nature are never loud, never obvious, never desperate for attention. They simply exist, and their truth speaks for itself. And now that truth becomes part of something greater. The earth has spent centuries shaping this stone, writing its history one layer at a time, preparing it for the moment when its meaning would be understood. That moment begins as the strange rock story passes into new hands, into a place where its value is honored, where its silent message is recognized, where its role as a natural guide becomes part of something larger. A moment shaped not by erosion or gravity, but by choice. This is where ProGem steps in. The stone's story, carved through countless years, now enters its next chapter in the ProGems auction, where pieces like this, rare, strange, heavy with meaning, find their place among those who understand the language of the earth. The rock that marks the path of gold now takes its place as a symbol of the very forces that shaped it, offered to those who recognize the quiet power locked inside its form. These rocks aren't random. Whether it's a dense, dark stone settling where gold once flowed, or kimberlite carrying minerals forged under extreme pressure, nature leaves behind clear geological clues. By reading texture, weight, mineral lines, and surrounding ground signs, you can trace the same pathways that gold and diamonds once traveled. Rocks on this planet that quietly hold more wealth than anything found on the surface. They sit in riverbeds, dry channels, hillsides, and scattered across weathered ground, ignored by nearly everyone. Yet inside these rough, unassuming stones lies one of the most powerful indicators of hidden fortune: diamond-bearing kimberlite. Kimberlite is not a normal rock. It is a geological messenger sent from extreme depth, carrying clues about unimaginable pressure, molten force, and rare minerals forged where the earth is pushed to its absolute limits. When this rock reaches the surface, it brings with it the possibility of something extraordinary. Diamonds formed miles underground, preserved inside a volcanic material that many people step over without even glancing down. Most people never learn how to recognize kimberlite. They see a grayish stone, rough, dirty, sometimes with strange pits or embedded fragments, and continue walking. But those who understand what this rock truly means know that every kimberlite piece is a message that says, there was once a diamond-bearing eruption here, and where eruptions happen, diamonds may still be hidden, sometimes closer than anyone expects. This is where the real discovery begins. Kimberlite is one of the rarest rock types on the surface. It forms deep underground and is propelled upward through explosive ancient volcanic pipes. These eruptions were so fast and so powerful that they carried diamonds upward before they could melt or dissolve. That is why diamond deposits are still found locked inside this unusual material. The first sign to recognize is the texture. Kimberlite often has a mottled or brecciated appearance, filled with fragments of different minerals that were shattered and dragged upward. It may contain small dark grains, serpentine textures, or embedded crystals that appear sharply different from the surrounding matrix. Another powerful sign is color variation. Kimberlite can appear bluish-gray when fresh, but once exposed to weathering, it turns dull brown, yellowish, or greenish due to oxidation and serpentine alteration. This aged appearance often fools people into thinking it is worthless. Yet it is precisely this weathering that makes diamond liberation easier. Then comes the most telling indicator: heavy mineral presence. Kimberlite may hold minerals like chrome-rich garnet, ilmenite, diopside, chromite, and olivine, each a clue pointing directly toward diamond formation. These minerals do not form casually. Their presence signals that extreme pressure environments once existed here. When these minerals appear together in a single rock, the message is clear: diamond formation conditions existed. Follow this message, and the path may lead to extraordinary hidden value. Understanding kimberlite means understanding where diamonds come from. Diamonds are shaped far beneath the surface, where temperatures exceed hundreds of degrees and pressures reach levels that no ordinary rock can withstand. Without kimberlite eruptions, these diamonds would never reach the upper layers at all. This makes kimberlite the single most important natural indicator of diamonds. Every detail matters. 1. The mineral mix. Certain minerals found inside kimberlite are considered diamond indicator minerals. These include deep green diopside, deep red garnet, metallic ilmenite, and magnesium-rich olivine. When these appear together, the geological environment was ideal for diamond stability. 2. The texture. The fragmented, brecciated structure shows rapid ascent, critical for preserving diamonds. 3. The chemical signature kimberlite often reacts with weak acid due to its carbonate content. This subtle reaction helps confirm its identity and separates it from common basalt or peridotite. 4. The weathering pattern. As kimberlite breaks down, heavy minerals, including diamonds, become separated and transported into nearby sediments. Many surface diamond discoveries come not from fresh kimberlite, but from the weathered material around it. This is why ignoring kimberlite is one of the biggest prospecting mistakes. If kimberlite is present, diamonds may be sitting inside it, or just outside it, or downstream from it, waiting to be noticed. Why diamonds found in nature are extremely valuable. Understanding the geology is only half the story. Knowing the value is where real profit begins. Diamonds found in natural kimberlite zones can range from small grains to large clear crystals worth life-changing amounts. What determines value is not size alone, it's quality. High-value traits include crystal clarity with minimal inclusions, strong natural shape like octahedrons or dodecahedrons, perfect colorlessness or rare fancy colors, sharp crystal edges and natural brilliance, stable internal structure without fractures. Even a small, high-quality diamond can hold extraordinary value. Larger stones with excellent clarity can exceed tens of thousands in worth, depending on color, structure, and purity. Kimberlite makes these discoveries possible, and by understanding its signals, the search becomes strategic and intelligent, not random guessing. The pathway is simple. Kimberlite shows the eruption. Indicator minerals show the conditions. Weathering shows the distribution. Diamonds show the value. Everything follows a chain, and when the chain is understood, wealth becomes visible where others only see rocks. The ability to recognize kimberlite is one of the most powerful skills in gemstone and diamond discovery. It unlocks a level of understanding that separates casual searching from professional-level prospecting. Once the signals are clear, the entire landscape transforms. Rocks that once looked ordinary become geological messages pointing toward hidden value. The stone sits half buried in wet sediment, smoothed by time, rounded by movement, dismissed by anyone without trained eyes. It looks ordinary. It feels ordinary. Yet stones like this have quietly accumulated wealth for longer than recorded history, not through appearance but through structure, chemistry, and geological memory. River-worn rocks are not random debris. They are survivors. What remains after millions of years of pressure, fracture, transport, and erosion is not weakness. It is resilience, and resilience is often where value concentrates. Quartz is the first stone that reveals this truth. Clear, milky, fractured, or stained with iron, quartz is the backbone of mineral wealth. It forms where heat and pressure once forced mineral-rich fluids through fractures in the crust, depositing silica alongside metals that could not remain dissolved as temperatures dropped. Those fluids did not travel empty. They carried gold, silver, copper, and trace elements that crystallized along the same pathways. Quartz veins are not decoration. They are geological fingerprints of fluid movement under extreme conditions. Where quartz thickens, branches, or shows repeated fracture healing, it records multiple pulses of mineral deposition. Gold often appears not as obvious nuggets but as microscopic inclusions trapped during crystal growth, invisible to the naked eye yet measurable in value. Along these same veins, garnet may form where pressure and chemistry align, and amethyst emerges where trace iron alters crystal color during growth. Quartz is not valuable because it is common. It is valuable because it preserves evidence of hidden processes that concentrate wealth. Granite tells a different story. It forms slowly deep within the crust, where molten material cools over vast timescales. This slow cooling allows large crystals to grow, feldspar, quartz, mica, locking chemical information into their structure. Granite itself is rarely mined for precious metals, but it acts as a source and a signal. As granitic bodies cool, residual fluids rich in rare elements are expelled into surrounding rock. These fluids carry lithium, tin, tungsten, and sometimes gold, creating secondary deposits along fractures and contacts. Pegmatites associated with granite are famous for producing gemstones, tourmaline in vivid colors, emerald where beryllium meets chromium-rich environments, and large crystal quartz prized by collectors and industry alike. When granite breaks down through erosion, resistant fragments enter river systems carrying these mineral signatures downstream. What looks like a dull, coarse stone may be the final messenger of a much richer source upstream. Basalt appears unremarkable at first glance. Dark, dense, fine-grained. It forms rapidly from surface lava flows, cooling too quickly for large crystals to grow. Yet its chemistry tells a powerful story. Basalt originates from deep mantle sources, bringing elements upward that rarely appear at the surface otherwise. Nickel, chromium, platinum group elements, and sometimes diamonds are associated with certain basaltic systems. Basalt also weathers differently than lighter rocks, releasing iron and magnesium that stains surrounding sediments and create chemical traps where metals precipitate out of solution. In river environments, basalt fragments often host secondary mineral coatings, including iron oxides that can absorb gold particles moving through water. Over time, these coatings act as natural filters, concentrating fine gold where flow dynamics slow. Basalt's value is not visual. It lies in how it interacts with fluids, sediments, and metals over time. Sandstone seems even less promising. Composed of compacted sand grains, it appears fragile, layered, easily dismissed. Yet sandstone is one of the most important host rocks for mineral accumulation. Its porosity allows fluids to move freely, carrying dissolved metals until changes in chemistry force precipitation. Roll-front deposits, redox boundaries, and cementation zones within sandstone can trap uranium, copper, silver, and gold. Iron-rich cement binds grains together, often forming hard concretions that resist erosion and enter river systems intact. These concretions may contain hidden mineralization sealed inside. Sandstone can also host opal, where silica-rich fluids fill pore spaces, creating precious and common opal varieties prized for both beauty and value. When sandstone fragments appear unusually heavy, unusually cemented, or stained with iron, they deserve attention. Jasper completes the picture. Dense, microcrystalline quartz colored by iron and trace minerals, jasper forms where silica-rich fluids replace or cement sediments in volcanic material. Its hardness allows it to survive transport intact, concentrating downstream alongside other heavy materials. Jasper is often associated with hydrothermal systems, the same systems responsible for gold and silver deposition. While jasper itself is valued as a gemstone, its greater importance lies in proximity. Where jasper forms, mineralized fluids once flowed. Where those fluids flowed, metals may have concentrated nearby. Jasper's colors, deep reds, yellows, greens, reflect chemical environments that can be mapped, read, and interpreted by experienced eyes. Discovery begins not with tools, but with recognition. Shape, density, surface texture, and fracture patterns tell stories. Stones that feel heavier than expected hint at metallic content. Angular fragments among rounded stones suggest recent breakage from a resistant source. Iron staining indicates fluid movement and chemical reactions capable of mobilizing metals. Quartz veins embedded in other rock types mark pathways once traveled by mineral-rich solutions. Garnet crystals appearing alongside quartz suggest high-pressure formation conditions. Tourmaline needles signal boron-rich fluids, often associated with rare element systems. Emerald requires a precise meeting of elements rarely found together, making its presence a sign of extraordinary geological coincidence. Value emerges when these signals align. No single stone guarantees wealth, but patterns do. Repetition matters. Association matters. Context matters. A quartz pebble alone means little. Multiple quartz fragments with similar textures, iron staining, and fracture styles suggest a nearby vein system. Granite fragments containing pegmatitic textures point toward rare element potential. Basalt with heavy mineral coatings indicates secondary concentration zones. Sandstone with dense cementation hints at fluid trapping. Jasper with consistent coloration patterns reflects prolonged hydrothermal influence. Together, these stones form a language written by geological processes far older than human commerce. Pricing follows understanding. Raw stones rarely reveal their full worth immediately. Value depends on metal content, accessibility, and market demand. Gold pricing responds to purity and form. Microscopic inclusions require processing, while visible grains command immediate interest. Silver behaves similarly, often dispersed within sulfide minerals that require specific extraction methods. Gemstones derive value from clarity, size, and color, but also from rarity of formation environment. Emerald commands premium pricing because its geological requirements are exceptionally narrow. Opal's value fluctuates with play of color and stability. Tourmaline pricing varies widely by hue and crystal quality. Garnet spans industrial abrasives to collector-grade specimens depending on composition. Importantly, these stones are not lottery tickets. They are indicators. They guide attention towards systems capable of producing investment-grade minerals. Serious valuation comes from aggregation, testing, and verification, not from single finds. Yet every significant deposit ever discovered began with someone noticing stones others ignored. The river does not choose what it carries. It transports what survives. What survives tells a story about origin, resistance, and chemistry. Ordinary river rocks are not ordinary. They are the final evidence of deep processes that concentrate extraordinary value. Those who learn to read them gain an advantage that no machine alone can provide. If you want to understand these signals at a deeper level, how to recognize them, interpret them, and connect them into a coherent geological picture, ProGems exists for that purpose. ProGems goes beyond surface explanations into professional-grade analysis of gemstones, precious metals, and the geological systems that create them.